Hey guys, it's Dragon here. Gonna be doing a little review. This nice little MMO called Fallen Earth. Many of you probably heard of it. It is quite the thing. It was very popular for a while, even before Steam released it. Then it blew up when Steam released it and became a giant lag fest. Now, I'm here to review the pros and cons of this game. Let's start off with the pros. One thing, this is a nice sort of third and first person shooter MMO. So right now, third person, personally I like it like this, but you can also go into, first person, which I'll show you here. It's awesome. And, have fun with that. And, vehicles, right here. See the vehicle thing? My little motorcycle. But, that's one cool pro about this game. And I have a short amount of time here because my memory can't hold this much space right now. Installing a billion things. Yeah, that's one pro. Vehicles, another pro about this game. Very cool. Very cool things. They added dune buggies, cars, this little motorcycle here, horses, all sorts of mounts and vehicles to be at your disposal. They're very helpful in this game, especially since like this map. The map in this game is way oversized. It's ridiculous. It would take you like 30 minutes just to get here from here to here. It's just way oversized. And this isn't even the full map. There are multiple oversized maps. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's one other pro. Another pro is the weapons and the first person thing. So now let me see if I can remember the controls. I think it was Control 1. Yes, Control 2. Now, the controls in this game are pretty cool. Sniper rifle. I have a sniper rifle here, so it's like Control 1, control to switch between weapons. Control 1, Control 2, Control 3. They have, guns, rifles. You start off with a crappy little gun, but, you can upgrade from that. Now, I've seen some reviews on this game online, and the reviewers have not gotten very far into the game. And, I wouldn't say displeased. I was just a little bit, I was a little goofed out by that, I guess you could say. Because I made it far in the game. Pretty far. Not, like level 24, that's about it, but, decently far. And, figured, show this off. Haven't played it in a while. This is actually, I haven't played it in, like, probably 6 months now. This is, like, 6 months ago character. Yeah, it's really nice with the guns and stuff like that. Also, cool thing, you can go into crafting, and you can craft things, all sorts of things, ballistics, weaponry, armor, science. You can make ATVs, you can make all sorts of things, you can make vehicles, and if you have the supplies. The currency system in this game, too, is very, I think, nice and efficient at some points. It has its cons, too, but they're represented in caps. Now, you have to pay for this, but to get 1 gold, like the max amount, you must pay for it to get the maximum amount of money, reach the cap. But it's a pretty cool system. Red caps are like second highest. The gold caps are the highest ever, which are usually impossible to get. Blues like third highest, and whites are the lowest. So, the auction house in this game, I would say, is pretty cool. Very close to a lot of MMOs. Farming stuff, and can work out very well. But mostly you don't buy stuff in this game. You probably are going to make most of your stuff. If you make a lot of money and farm, you could, buy stuff, but, Alright, let's move on. I guess the cons. there's a lot of pros, but there's like a ton of cons with this game. I'm not saying this game's bad, but I mean, they can do some fixing with this. It could be a way better game. But the cons are that for one thing, this server is blown up and stuff like that with populists and stuff like that. So it's very laggy and very hard to, keep up with if you don't have an amazing computer. And I have Windows 7, so it's very. They said it wasn't as compatible with Windows 7. So if you have Windows Vista and anything lower than Windows 7, you're gonna get this game and you're gonna find it very, smooth. But possibly at least. But yeah, it's very laggy. Also a problem. The damage in this game, I would say, is very, very different. Like the values, I could probably shoot this guy in the head with a crossbow. He's level 20, 4 levels below me. Shoot him with a crossbow or sniper rifle or something in the head, and he would only take half damage. So, not very realistic there, but it's not a shooter, and per se it's still an MMO. But that's one thing I didn't really like because it wasn't fully realistic, but that's okay. But one really big thing that really edged me on, most people haven't gotten to this yet, most of the reviewers, they haven't gotten to this yet, is factions. Oh, the factions are just amazing. The factions are a really cool system in this game because most MMOs don't have it a lot. So, as you can see here, there are 6 factions: Enforcers, Techs, Travelers, Chota, Vista, and Lightbearers. Now, I am with the Enforcers right now. Enforcer fan here, so I personally favor the Enforcers over anything else. Now, the problem with the faction system is it's very imbalanced when it comes to factions. So, say, Chota. Let's go with Chota. They're my arch rivals. Now, we're supposed to be good with rifles and, armor. They're supposed to be good with melee and armor. The downside to that is that we have rifles. We only go good far range. They have weapons. They do good close range. All they have to do is really, get good armor, run up to us, and we're dead. It's like their attack speed and damage is increased significantly, so they will kill you in close range no matter what. You can't pull out. And it only takes usually like one Chota, so they are the bane of anyone who uses guns. Also, another problem. These are just the 2 factions that I've noticed are really overpowered, I guess. That just take over a lot of the time. Travelers. They are also quite overpowered, mainly because of their population. But they also have some, gun issues too, because they're better with dual-wielding pistols, and their damage and attack speed is increased by this. And they are incredibly overpowered, and they don't have a damage effect of bullet drop and stuff like that, so they can honestly snipe us before we snipe them and do it in a faster and more efficient way than we can. So it makes the Enforcers seem very weak. Vistas, not sure about. Haven't gotten up against very many Vistas other than killing some of them. Also, one thing about this game, the faction allies are not always going to be your allies. Neither will your team or whatever faction you picked, because the PvP in this game is free. You can kill anyone on any faction of any type. So mostly techs are. I don't want to offend any techs if they're watching this, but techs are usually the ones that kill me if I, if I get backstabbed. It's usually a tech more than a light bearer. Light bearers I've known to trust more because even Vistas I trust more than techs right now, because techs like to backstab for some reason. That's just personal experience, by the way. But yeah, the imbalancing in this game is incredibly high. Also, another con. Vehicles. Vehicles are nice, and they're really the only form of transportation around here other than teleporters, which teleporters on the map are these little blue dots right here called LifeNet pods. They're very fast ways to get around, but to get to them, you need to travel to them and activate them, which you need usually a vehicle. And vehicles are hard to get because they are very expensive, even if you have to make them. The parts for them are extremely hard to get and usually pretty expensive. So if you want to make a motorcycle and you just buy all the parts, that would take about 6 hours just to assemble the motorcycle. The crafting in this game is very realistic, and unfortunately that goes with vehicles. So it was 6 hours to make this, I believe. 4 hours for an ATV, about 8 hours for dune buggy. I don't know how much, probably 12 hours for a car, I imagine. Dune buggy I know because I own a dune buggy. I could probably show you here. More cons, I think. Oh, well, the questing system in this game this is going to be a pro and con thing, but the questing system in this game is quite interesting in a way. The general quests are usually very boring and bland, but there's a ton of gain quests where they seem very integrative and actually sensible quests. So, you know, the quests to, you know, earn your first ATV or a horse or something like that, those were very sensible and honestly pretty cool quests. By the way, the dune buggy looks like trash in this game, but it's still pretty badass. Other problem, to make money in this game, usually in crafting, like, a lot of farming is needed. And this is very time consuming. I mean, I probably could be like level 50 if I didn't farm so much, but I also wouldn't get this much money. Quests don't give you an extremely large amount of cash, so farming and auctioning off things is a very, very efficient way to do this. And many people believe the auction doesn't work. I don't believe it doesn't work. People have been known to use it. If you're smart, you won't use it, and you realize that usually. But if you want to, you could. I mean, I bought my motorcycle off the auction for like 1 red, so I mean, it didn't really cost me much. Bought all the parts for this thing for it cost me like 4 red, and I built that right back up to 6 red. This game is, I would say, out of 10 points, I would give this thing a 7.5, because you could tell they were trying to pull off an awesome game here, an evolutionary, you know, revolutionary game. It was different. It was so, you know, fantastic. Still is fantastic. I think their biggest flaw was their PvP balancing system, because PvP alone involves pretty much your entire future and what you're going to be involved with. Most of your quests aren't going to be PvP in the future, but most of the places you're going to go to are going to be PvP areas, which in turn can be flooded by enemies, and that is usually annoying, and you know, they haven't figured out that balance yet. So, but otherwise, really good game. Most people, my friend Drew doesn't approve of this game really because of the balancing system with the factions. That's the only reason he hasn't played this game. He owns a car. He is level 40. He just hates the balancing. That's probably the worst thing in this game. And if you're a Chota or a Traveler, please switch over to some other faction. It's cool that you like that faction, but honestly, the other factions are getting pretty wiped right now. I mean, what also people have to understand is the system in this game, how it works. Like, this is an international game, so also so enforcers are winning right now. They're gonna win so it's 8 o'clock now. At about probably midnight, that's all gonna be Chota and Travelers, because there are a lot of Chinese people at night that like to get on this, and you know, other countries, and most of the people, you know, that are, you know, in the country right now they're on will not play on, and it just gives them a really upper hand. And at the death toll most, they get the bonuses for the week, and it's just ridiculous. But that's all I can say about this. I would like to do more on this. Unfortunately, it's not a very stable game to record on. I'm surprised I haven't really crashed right now. But I would recommend you give this game a try, see how it goes, play further into the game. Don't stop at anything where you're not, doing factions stuff, because that's actually where it gets really amazing and fun, because that other stuff is just so crap. But yeah, have fun with this game. I will be maybe doing more reviews. I will also be trying to maybe do some videos on Torchlight too. I just got it from my friend. He's definitely gonna, help me out here, but I'm having a few issues, so I'll get back to you guys on that. And if you watch my videos, thanks. If you're just watching them, please subscribe and like. So catch you later.